Hi guys, in this video I will be discussing the IMC paper 2019, grade 4. Also, thanks to IMC for giving us this material. Now, moving on to question number 1. So, a caterpillar crawls 1.5 centimeters per second. So, how far did he crawl in 24 seconds? So what we would do here is we would do 24 and 24 times 1. And we would get 24. And so now we would add 24 with 24 times 0.5. And we can also, so 24 times 0.5, it's basically like 24 divided by 2. And when we do this, we would get 12. And 24 times 0.5 is 24 divided by 2. It's not basically like it, it is like it. So basically, the equation is 24 plus, 12. And this would equal 36. So the answer for number 1 is 36. Moving on to question number 2. So the question is, what number is covered? So first let's write this equation. So that's 15 minus x, in parentheses, times 5. This all equals 30. And so what we can do is send 5 to the side. That means that 15 minus x equals 6. And we should all know that 15 minus 9 equals 6. So our answer for number 2 is 9. Next question, number 3. So, Emily has 4 cards marked 2, 0, 1, and 9. So I'm going to make some cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now, I'm going to go here. So that's 2, 0, 1, and 9. So we can make 1 the first one, 0 the second one, and then 2 the third one, and then 9 the fourth one. So 1029 would be our answer. Moving on to question number 4. What is the sum of all the factors of 25? So the sum of all the factors of 25 is, so let's do it from greatest to least. So that's 25 plus 5 plus 1. And when we do this, we would get 31. So 31, okay, so question number 5. At 5:15 p.m., Wendell Wizard turned on a homemade time machine. The machine malfunctioned. It only made the time on the machine go twice as fast as a normal clock. When later that day, Wendell managed to fix this machine, the clock read 7:05 p.m. For how many minutes did the clock run at the wrong speed? So we have 7:05 minus 5 15. When we subtract these, we would just get a 50 here, dot dot, and then that's a 1. So 1 hour and 50 minutes would not be our answer, because that is in hours and minutes. We have to convert it to minutes. And when we do that, we would get 110. And 110 would be right. Moving on to question number 6. Peter is making an army of monsters from clay. He can make 2 mega monsters from 7 ounces of clay, or 2 mini monsters from 3 ounces of clay. What amount of clay does he need to build an army with 15 mega monsters? And yeah, 15 mega monsters and 25 mini monsters. So basically, that's it. No. Okay. So he has 2 mega monsters for 7 ounces of clay. How many for 15? So here we would cross multiply. So our first step would be 15 times 7. And this would obviously be 105. But that 2 that we had in this corner, what did we do with that? Well, what we're going to do with that is we're going to do 105 divided by 2. Well, this is going to be a remainder, right? Yeah, true. It is going to be a remainder. But you're not supposed to get a remainder, right? No, you are supposed to get a remainder. So 2 goes out with 10, with 5, and then this would be a 2.5. So that's 2.5. So now we will do 52.5 plus, what are we going to plus? Well, we're going to plus a number, a decimal actually. So what we're going to do is, he got 2 mini monsters with 3 ounces of clay. And how many for 25? Yeah, this might be really thick, so I'm going to change it. Okay, so we're going to delete everything, and we're going to keep this aside. 52.5 add. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to do 25 times 3. And then we have a 5 right here. And then we have 7 right here. So that's 75. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do 75 divided by 2. 2, 7, 3, and then that's 15, and then that's 7.5. So yeah, 37.5 would not be our answer. 52.5 plus 37.5 would be our answer. So that's basically 90.5. No, not 90.5. 90.0. So that is that. So it says Adam the ant and Anna the ant dared each other to grab a moving bicycle wheel. Adam the ant hung for 20 seconds, in which the time the wheel turned 30 times. Anna the ant hung on 12 seconds longer than Adam the ant. How many times did she spin around on the bicycle wheel? We would do 20, 30, and then what we have is 32. 32 for how many? So we would cross multiply right here. So that's basically 32 times 30. And this would equal 0 times 2, which is 0. And then 0 times 3 plus 3 times 2, which is 6. And then we have 9, 3 times 3. So it's 960. Then what we're going to do is 960 divided by 20. And when we do this, these two zeros cancel out. And then, so what you would get right here is you would get, you'll see, 48. So that means 48 would be your answer. Yeah. Moving on to question number 8. The figure is made of 5 equal squares. If the perimeter of the figure is 72 units, what is the area of 1 square? Okay, so I'm going to draw this figure. So this figure is like a square. Cool. So, the perimeter of the figure is 72 units. And so, what we're going to do now is, now that we know that the perimeter of the figure is 72 units, we will count the side. So that's 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, 5 side, 6 side, 7 side, 8 side, 9 side, 10, 11, and 12. So that's 12 sides. So what we would do is 72 divided by 12, and yeah, so what we would get is we would get 6. Yeah, 6. So now we'll do 6 squared, which equals 36. So the answer to this problem is 36, because it was asking for the area of 1 square. Okay, so moving on to number 9. This is a pretty tricky problem. So 5 elves made 4 identical cakes. So I'm gonna draw some. Pretend these are all pretty identical, which they are pretty identical. They're pretty identical. They're not too identical. But yeah. So what we would do is, right now, since we have all this information, not much, we know that all these cakes each weigh 600 grams. So the whole thing is 2,400 grams. So now that we know that, what we could do is we could do what it says. So it says they got half, but then when we split them in half, there are 8 pieces, but there's only 5 elves, so there's 3 left. So they split some more in another half, and then what they got is a 6. And so what happened then was, now that they have a 6, there's 1 piece left. So when they split that 1 piece, that is basically 600 divided by 4. Oh man. This is way too laggy. But whatever, I'm just gonna deal with it. So, what you would get here is like, I don't, yes I do. You would get 150, right? Yeah, 150. So now that you know that you have 150, you would do 150. So you would do 150 divided by 2, which is, wait, no, it's actually 150 divided by 4, right? Wait a second. No. It's 150 divided by 5, because here there's 5 pieces. So that's 150 divided by 5. And so now you have a 30. So your answer would be 30. Moving on to question number 10. The shaded figure is constructed from triangles. How many square units is the area of the shaded figure? Okay, so this is the figure. And so, how many square units is the area of the shaded figure? So we know when you count the squares, this side would be 10, and this side would be 12. And so the area, if this were to be one whole rectangle, would be 120. And so, now what we do is we pretend, we just like make this, we just do 120 halved, which is 60. So that means that these two together is equal to 60. And then if these were all to be equal, if these were equilateral triangles, then each one would be 30. And so now this is, so the area, yeah. So that's 60 plus 60 divided by 2, which is 30. So 60 plus 30, which is 90. So your answer for this problem, number 10, is 90. Moving on to number 11. So it says, little Jedis build it yourself lightsaber has 4 sections. The first section is 60 centimeters long, and each following section is 10 centimeters shorter than the previous. When fully extended, each pair of consecutive sections has a 5 centimeter overlap. How long will Jedi's lightsaber be when fully extended? Okay, so what we would do here is, so I'm basically just going to make, don't do this in the test, because I'll show you a trick. So whenever you cut something, you have to cut it in like one less place thing. So like if you had 4 sections, we would cut it 3 times, and then we would get 4 sections. And so, what I would do here right now is, now that we figured that out, I would basically just do, where's my paintbrush? Perfect. So that's 60 plus 50 plus 40 plus 30. So yeah, so that's 100 plus 80, which is 180. So 180 would not be your answer. 180 minus 3 times 5, which is 15. 180 minus 15 would be your answer. But when you solve this, we would basically get we solve this, we would get 165. So the answer for number 11 is 165. Let me just check that. Yep. Moving on to question number 13. An equal number of giants and trolls go on a cruise. On each ship, there are either 36 giants or 81 trolls. What is the smallest possible number of ships? So, you know that there are 36 giants or 81 trolls. So I'm using ratios right here. So when we simplify this, let's use 9 table, or the multiplication table 9, and we'll get 4 and 9. And then what we would do is 4 plus 9, which equals 13. So the answer would be 13. Okay, I really like this problem. So Alice used a 9 by 9 by 9 centimeter cubes to build a tower which is 12 cubes tall. Okay, so now we have the wanky drawing of the figure. And now we have to get the paintbrush tool and write the numbers. So this is 12, this is 3, and this is 4. So now that we have it like this, what she's doing is she's splitting a layer out. So she's splitting a layer out and then putting it on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to split a layer. She's not going to take it out. What we're going to do now is we're going to use an eraser tool. So this, now that we got out a layer, this would become 3. And so now we would figure out the area of that layer. So that's 12 times 3. So there's 36 blocks in this layer. So what we would do now, that since we know that there's 36 blocks, we would do 36 divided by 9. And you'll get 4. Well, why are we doing divided by 9? Because since we're putting this layer on top flat, we have to figure out the area of the top, which is 3 times 3, not 3 times 4. Why is it not 3 times 4? That is because, remember, we took out a layer, right? So we did 4 minus 1, which is 3. So now, 3 times 3 is the area of the top and bottom. So that's 9. So now that we have 36 divided by 9, that would be 4, right? So we're going to put 4 extra layers. So if we do 12 plus 4, we would get 16. And now, what we'll do is 16 times 3, and then we would get so what we would do is we would get 8 right here, and then 48 right here. 48 right here, and then we'll do times 3 again. Wait a second. 16 times 3. No. This is all wrong. You have to do 16 times 9 to figure out. You're only figuring out the height of the tower. So you're just gonna do 16 times 9. Well, why are you even multiplying? Well, that is because if you remember the question, then you would remember that 1 square is 9 by 9 by 9. So the height of this is 9. So each of these cubes that we're having is 9 centimeters. But what is the 16? The 16 is the number of cubes. If we want to figure out the height in centimeters, you would do 16 times 9. And so 6 times 9. So the whole problem would actually be 144. Multiplication is 144. Well, how did I figure it so fast? Well, a pretty good question. Well, that's because I know my highest multiplication table I know is 12. So I just did -4 to 16 and got 12. And then I did I did +3 to 9 and then I got 12, right? So I just did 12 times 12, which is 144. So yeah, 144 would be your answer. Yep. 144 would be your answer. So yeah, guys, that was the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to click subscribe and also ring the bell to always get notified when we do another video. Bye. See you in the next video.